such an honor and a blessing to be here with you. And we have had such wonderful fun the last couple of days. It's an honor to work with these kids of yours here and from the community. It's an honor to work with the musicians, the music teachers you have here. You guys have spoiled, you're spoiled having this quality of music teaching in this community. I can tell you right now that it is not the case everywhere in our schools. So I appreciate that emphasis on music education and the band. So they have worked very, very hard for this. Of course, that was Hallelujah. And yes, I started conducting when I came to the U.S. And I saw Mr. Huff and his American history class. And that was my introduction to American history, and I didn't know any English whatsoever. So he knows me as a high school student. He can tell you some embarrassing stories about me, I'm sure. But it is fun and it is wonderful. And and thinking about it now, he was so influential. Sometimes when you're a high school student, you don't understand, you don't know. And he was one of the best teachers I have had. So I thank Mr. Huff and thank you for this opportunity. We'd like to share with you a suite. This has several movements. Gustav Holst's suite, this is the second one he wrote. Now, when you have several movements, traditionally, as many of you know, you play through the movements, right, without clapping. Now, that only means that when we're all done with we're going to play 3 movements from this suite. When we're all done, you have to clap times 3, okay? That's the deal. Can we agree on that deal? All right. Yeah. So this suite is interesting because this composer really started the repertoire for band. There was no really repertoire for band yet in the early 1900s, and Holst really thought very seriously of the wind ensemble, and he said, you know what, orchestra has had so much repertoire out there, it's not fair. And so he really thought highly of wind instruments, and he set out to create this is as classical as you can get in the band repertoire. This is like the Beethoven's Fifth of the band repertoire, if you want to think of it that way. It was written like in 1903, something like that. And he uses a lot of folk melodies. So you're going to hear a lot of different folk melodies that he was used to. You know, like for example, Claudia Banks. There's one called A Dance. There's another one, I Will Love My Love. So all these folk songs that he was aware and that he liked, and he put them in the classical repertoire for the band repertoire, just like many classical composers in the orchestra repertoire did for classical music. They used folk songs from Germany and Bohemia and those areas, and they formalized them, so to speak, for the orchestra. Well, he did the same thing with the band. So you're going to have a lot of fun listening to some of these songs. You can tap your toes. I'm not going to, that's fine. But some of these are really, really fun. This is actually a very tough piece for any band, a suite. So we're going to play from beginning to the end, and then clap times 3 at the very, very end, all right? So we're going to play first movement, second movement, and the fourth movement.